Meeting with a land acknowledgement.
We would like to acknowledge that Community Care Durham is situated on the traditional and treaty territories of the nations covered under the Williams Treaties, including the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, Alderville First Nation, Hiawatha First Nation, Curve Lake First Nation, and the Chippewa Nations of Georgina Island, Beausoleil, and Rama. We are thankful to be welcomed on these lands in friendship.
Thank you, Leah. I am pleased to welcome clients and their care partners, volunteers, members of the board, staff, friends, and a number of dignitaries, including Federal Member of Parliament for Whitby, Ryan Turnbull, and Clarington Mayor Adrian Foster. Before we get started, there are a few housekeeping items to cover. On behalf of Community Care Durham, I would like to let you know that this annual meeting is being recorded and will be posted on our website. If you do not wish to have your image included in this recording, please turn off your video. Thank you to everybody for reviewing the documents ahead of time, including the how to vote on the Zoom poll, which is posted on our website. During the meeting, we will be presenting several motions for your consideration, and we will be calling for those in favor and those opposed. A reminder that only Community Care Durham board directors, registered clients, and registered volunteers are eligible to vote. When a motion is tabled, a Zoom poll box will appear on your screen. Make your selection by clicking on the circle beside your choice, then click the submit button. Our host will announce the closing of the vote and the outcome. If you have any questions during the meeting, please use the chat feature to communicate with our host. At this time, we are honored to play the national anthem. Mm-hmm. Again, I would like to thank all the elected officials who have joined us this evening. Your support, both municipally, provincially, and federally, is so important as we carry out our mission. In preparation for tonight's meeting, we asked our elected officials to provide greetings via video, and we are happy to play these now.
I'm honored to provide greetings for the 47th anniversary celebration of Community Care Durham. You have been a cornerstone of our community for almost half a century, providing a wide range of vital services, including support for our seniors, adults with physical disabilities, and individuals with mental health concerns. Additionally, Community Care Durham offers various wellness and social programs that promote mental and physical health, fostering a sense of connection and community. The services you provide are a lifeline for so many, enabling them to maintain their independence, health, and quality of life. I was thrilled to be able to deliver $2.3 million from our federal government's Green and Inclusive Community Buildings Fund recently for the retrofits to your Whitby facility to enable the building of your organization's health and wellness hub. This investment marks a transformative moment, I know, for Community Care Durham, and I couldn't be more excited for you and our community members who will benefit. Going forward, the establishment of the Health and Wellness Hub will enhance your organization's ability to provide comprehensive, integrated care, and clients will benefit, of course, from a more seamless experience accessing a variety of health and wellness services under one roof, which will improve coordination and efficiency of care. Now, our government has been there to help you and support you countless times, and that includes through funding from the Canada Summer Jobs Program, Community Services Recovery Fund, the Local Food Infrastructure Fund, and the New Horizons for Seniors program. Further investments in affordable housing at the national level and social programs like pharmacare, dental care, and the new Canada Disability Benefit, I know we all agree, are crucial in supporting the well-being of your clients. I remain committed, as always, to continuing to support your organization in delivering the high-quality services that you provide and are known for, and advocating for the resources and funding you need to continue to innovate and support our community as you so faithfully have done for over 47 years. I want to end with a hearty congratulations and a big thank you to your board, the leadership, staff, volunteers, donors, supporters, partners, and community members for all that you have done and continue to do to make Whitby and Durham region stronger, more resilient, and more healthy. We truly appreciate you and all that you've done.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Community Care Durham's annual meeting. Bonjour et bienvenue. My name is Colin Carey, Member of Parliament for Oshawa. I want to take this opportunity to thank you and all the volunteers and supporters for everything you do for our community. And for many years, people have relied on you to help improve and keep their independence with your programs for transportation, Meals on Wheels, and the support for mental health disorders is more important now than ever. So I want to thank you for everything you're doing. Enjoy a wonderful evening, and please continue to support the volunteers and the people who give such great services to our community. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
I'm pleased to be able to participate in your annual general meeting. The impact of the work of Community Care Durham is wide-reaching across the region. Every home visit, every meal delivered, and every genuine connection leaves a lasting impression that resonates with us all. They bridge gaps in our community and create boundless opportunities for each of their clients, paving the way for brighter futures. Our government is proud to stand behind Community Care Durham, which is why we've provided approximately $400,000 in funding since 2021. Now, these investments have allowed the dedicated staff and volunteers to continue their vital work of empowering individuals in Whitby and across the region of Durham, enabling them to live independent lives wherever they call home.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Member of Provincial Parliament Todd McCarthy, and I would like to welcome you all to the Community Care Durham 47th Annual General Meeting. Each year, Community Care Durham provides more than 10,000 clients with access to a range of valuable services such as Meals on Wheels, making reassurance phone calls, providing rides to appointments for clients, providing essential mental health supports, and most importantly, providing hope. Whether it's a friendly smile, a story to share, or needed companionship, Community Care Durham is there. And so on behalf of my colleagues in the 43rd Ontario Parliament and the people of Durham, congratulations on another successful year, and thank you for everything that you do.
For the past 47 years, Community Care Durham has demonstrated what makes our region such a wonderful place to be: compassion, inclusion, and community. This dedicated organization continues to strengthen our local communities by supporting the independence, physical and mental health, and the quality of life of so many residents. On behalf of the entire region of Durham, I'd like to thank you for another year of service excellence. Thank you for providing support services and programs that enable safe and independent living, for enriching the lives of residents, and for the role you play in contributing to the vibrant and welcoming communities we strive for. Each and every day, Community Care Durham is creating impactful change in our region, going above and beyond to ensure that our vulnerable residents are healthy, safe, and supported. Thank you for all that you do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Whitby Mayor Elizabeth Roy, and on behalf of Whitby Council, it's my pleasure to bring greetings to the Community Care Durham's 47th annual meeting. Community Care Durham has an immeasurable impact on our community. Each year, this amazing organization provides over 10,000 clients with services that support their independence, health, and quality of life. Meals on Wheels, caregiver relief, assisted living, mental health support, and so much more. To our incredible friends at Community Care Durham, thank you for making our community a better place for all.
Hi, everybody. It's Dan Carter, the mayor for the great city of Oshawa. This is to Community Care Durham. Just want to take this opportunity to say congratulations and thank you for your service. 47 incredible years that you're celebrating and the range of services that you provide, helping the most vulnerable in our community. So on behalf of the great city of Oshawa and myself, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you.
Hey folks, I'm Adrian Foster. I'm the mayor of the municipality of Clarington, and I am delighted to bring greetings and congratulations to Community Care Durham's 47th annual meeting. 47 years of bringing help to thousands of our most vulnerable citizens right here in Durham region and in Clarington. And I want to thank all of the volunteers, the hundreds of volunteers that bring those services to those people who so desperately need it. Whether it's Meals on Wheels, just someone to talk to, all of the things that you do. We could not be what we are, such an amazing community, without you. So on behalf of council, on behalf of our entire community, thank you for what you do, and congratulations on 47 fantastic years.
Okay, turning now to our business meeting, I hereby declare that the meeting is properly constituted and I call the meeting to order. Directors of the board, registered clients, and registered volunteers of Community Care Durham are eligible to make a motion and to vote. A copy of the minutes of the 46th annual general meeting of Community Care Durham held on June the 27th, 2023 is included in the material posted on our website. We did not receive any questions or concerns regarding these minutes. May I have a motion that the minutes of the meeting held on June the 27th, 2023 be approved?
I move the motion, Helen.
May I have a seconder?
I second.
Please cast your vote on the screen now.
The poll is now closing. The motion has been carried.
The annual report contains the President and CEO's report for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2024. I would like to ask James Meloche, CEO of Community Care Durham, to say a few words about some of the highlights of this report.
I believe I have control of the screen, Adriel. Okay. So thanks again. It's nice to see some of the familiar faces I've noticed join our call today. I hope everyone can hear me all right, and I'll just ask Adriel, the team, to kind of pass through the slides for me. So as we are in our last year of our strategic plan, and while a lot has changed over these last few years, we are focusing on these 4 priorities, which is enhancing the quality of life for the clients and the care partners that we serve, investing in our people, and that's our staff, our volunteers, championing healthy communities, and building for our future. And I'll just go over a few of the highlights from this past year as it pertains to these 4 priorities. So enhancing quality of life means focusing on quality, safety, and innovation. Our goal is to enhance the life of our clients to live safely and independently at home or wherever they call home. One of the things that we have noticed, and you'll hear a little bit more from tonight, is that the impact, which really was something we saw after the pandemic, of loneliness is quite significant on our community. And there's been lots of research on this. And you'll see one study on the National Institute of Aging said that over 40% of people 50 years and older were at risk of social isolation. And of that percent, 58% have experienced loneliness. So we went out and asked our clients last year if they've experienced some loneliness over the past 12 months. Next slide. And we found that 60% of our clients had experienced some degree of loneliness. Now, the next slide, please. Why is this important? Loneliness is a significant factor that leads to other conditions. Those include mental wellness, dementia, cardiovascular disease, depression, lack of looking after oneself, failure to manage a chronic disease, falls, which all lead to premature mortality and to premature loss of independence. And one of the things that we feel like what we're doing in the Community Care Durham is addressing some of these underlying risk factors that are leading to people losing their independence. Next slide. So all through our programs, what we are doing is providing them, our clients and our care partners, with opportunities to connect back to their community, whether that be through our staff or through their volunteers or with other people in programs that they're going through. For example, our COPE mental health support program or our adult day program. And by connecting them back into these environments, we think we're actually helping them maintain that independence. Next slide. So these connections, and I know we were doing our volunteer appreciation events this spring, and our theme was every connection or every moment matters. And that is absolutely so true. Our volunteers are an incredible an enabler in helping us reach out to so many individuals, whether that be through a friendly visit, a phone call, just to check in on individuals, or meals delivery, a luncheon out program. These are invaluable interactions that we have with members of our community. Our personal support staff who provide homemaking and personal support care in the home are also making connections. And right now we have about 260 individuals who receive personal support care in the home, providing almost 122,000 hours of care. And as one of our PSWs, Andrea, said, they spend a lot of time just connecting with their clients because they're often by themselves. And that visit with the friendly PSW coming into the home is a highlight of their day, not only to help them do the things they have to do to live independently, but also just making those social and friendly connections. Our mobile food market, which was one of the programs we innovated last year, was to address increasing food insecurity in our region. And that's been going extremely well. We have the market now started in Ajax, and this year we've been in Whitby. And with the tremendous dedication of our team, we're providing fresh fruits and vegetables at much more affordable prices across the region. And I have had a chance to participate with this team on several occasions. And I can tell you that the people that come to visit the mobile food market they're familiar, they get to know our staff, they get to know our volunteers, and it's a great opportunity to connect and pick up some very nutritious food. And the same goes with our food box. We're continuing with this program with a focus on as much local and food as possible, fresh produce, dairy products, and freshly baked bread. And this has been a program that has actually grown. Just recently, we've seen our numbers increase thanks to the donations of some members of our community. Meals on Wheels, we delivered over 100,000 meals last year, and this is, of course, one of our cornerstone programs. And, you know, every meal delivered is an opportunity to make a connection with members of our community, whether it's hot or frozen. And what we see is our clients telling us that, you know, we have an individual here with William who's been receiving Meals on Wheels for 4 years since his wife passed away. Those meals are providing him not just with the food and the nutrition he needs, but with those connections with our volunteers. So as Berthie said, these volunteers are really friendly. He enjoys those visits very much. Our Adult Day program provided almost 14,000 days of support to our members of our community. And this program, I can tell you, is not only operating at full capacity, it's running over capacity. It's such an amazing program. We're so proud of this program at Community Care Durham. The energy that our staff and volunteers bring to brighten the day of so many individuals and them making connections with other participants in the program is truly a wonderful experience for me to actually participate and visit the program and the amazing staff. Gary was an individual who struggled a lot with loneliness after his wife passed away. And his daughter-in-law discovered the program in Clarington. And, you know, and I hear this over and over again. Many of our clients our participants are resistant to coming to the program, but once they get there, they're really eager, they're excited, they're flying off the bus to participate. And Gary said, quite frankly, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I've heard this story over and over again. I happened to have met a woman from the Pickering program last year, similar situation where she had moved here from South America and lost her husband and was very resistant and came to the program in tears in her first few days. And when I met her, she was full of joy and happiness because she had found a community. So there's so many different Garys out there. It's really a proud moment for all of us. Our COPE mental health program, this is where we see loneliness as a major health concern. 83% of our clients in our COPE mental health program said they experience loneliness. And through our staff and our volunteers, we're making those connections. Last year, we ran over 2,500 sessions with 15,000 participants. This is an amazing number. And when we talk to people in our community, they have those who know the program know it well, but others who have no idea the scope and magnitude and the reach of the program. It's a fantastic way of bringing people together with others with lived experience. Investing in our people. This is the second pillar of our strategic plan, and it was our goal to become an agency of choice for employers, for staff, and for volunteers in Durham Region's nonprofit sector. And we feel like we made a huge progress in that regard last year when we were recognized as an employer of choice for the Non-for-Profit Employer of Choice Awards. And this award, which was quite extensive and required surveys of staff and us providing material to the committee that did the review, all the work that went into it just affirmed our ongoing efforts to create a progressive, inclusive, and engaged workforce that puts our employees first. As Rosanna, who's I know on the call tonight, she's our Vice President for Human Capital. Obviously, as someone who's in charge of human capital, these are immensely important awards. And she said it was a great pleasure preparing our organizational profile and showcasing all of the great work and accomplishments we have made over the years. And so a real big congratulations to Rosanna and the entire team. We did something last year that was different, that was such a success, you can expect it will happen again. We held an employee appreciation event at the Ajax Convention Center. And for many of you who are clients or care partners, you might realize that we essentially closed business for that day so we could bring our entire organization together. Because it's not, as an organization that has over 330 staff, there's very few opportunities for people in programs to get to know staff in other programs and to see the reach and the connections that we have as an organization and touching the lives of so many people. It was a great success. I think the feedback we had from staff was just so encouraging that we want to do it again. And I think why it was so positive, and we'll just move to the next slide, was because we wanted to know from our team, what was it that what brings them joy in their work? Why do they do what they do? And, while we're so busy doing the things, the what, we need to sometimes remember the why and what brought us into this line of work. And that includes myself, it includes every one of our management team and all of our frontline staff. And I think having other people hear from their colleagues their sense of purpose, brought a great deal of satisfaction. And we didn't bribe the staff member. These were their words. It said, CCD is a wonderful place of employment. I have and I will continue recommending to the organization to others. We've also made some headway in creating an organization that's diverse, equitable, and inclusive. We had done some work around our DEI and strategy, and a part of our strategy was to identify an advocate within the organization, and that is Chelsea Law. Chelsea is a care coordinator who has a day job, but on another part of her job is to be a mentor, to be a coach, to be an advocate for people who want to raise concerns or talk about ideas to make our organization more diverse and more inclusive. She works with me and in a committee, and so far we've been very happy to see the progress we've been making. So all said and done, 94% of our staff told us that they feel engaged by the work they do here at Community Care Durham. And 83% said they're satisfied with their job. So we've made some significant headways, especially during some tough times after the pandemic, where there was significant stresses on employees in every organization, not just at Community Care Durham. And I think we've made significant progress in the last year to see our staff feeling safer, feeling engaged, and feeling satisfied. And not to mention, or not to forget, our volunteers. They are truly the soul of our organization. And as I mentioned before, they provide so many connections to our clients. And I'm amazed at how long they've been volunteering for. I've had a chance to meet up in Port Perry, just over our appreciation. A volunteer been volunteering for 45 years. That is just so hard to believe. I'm a little older than 45, but close enough. And I'm thinking that's a whole lifetime of mine that this individual has been volunteering. Next slide. Those volunteers provided 55,000 hours of support, whether it be in our COPE programs, our Meals on Wheels, our day program. It is such an incredible contribution, and there's no way we could be reaching and achieving the goals we have without our volunteers. And what was most important, and the theme we've been picking up with, and one of the things we need to keep talking about is, while volunteers do so much for their community, we know the volunteering matters to people who are volunteers. It helps them. And 96% of our volunteers said that they feel happier and healthier by volunteering. And I think this gets back to that notion of when I mentioned earlier about the staff. Everyone needs a purpose. Everyone needs a why. And, for many individuals, volunteering provides them with an opportunity to have a why and to have a purpose. And by having those things, they feel healthier and happier. And we're very glad to see that they are getting some personal gain through their volunteer experience at Community Care Durham. So 95% of our volunteers told us that they are contributing, they feel they're contributing to our mission, vision, and values at CCD. And as I said, it makes them feel much happier. We'll continue to track this information because it's one way that we can be able to reach and engage and retain more volunteers going forward. So championing healthy communities. This was a new area for us in our strategic plan, which was us to take a leadership role across Durham Region to support initiatives and partnerships that advance the health and well-being of individuals living in Durham. We have been an active member of our Durham, Ontario Health Team. I am the co-chair of the executive leadership table. Our staff are involved in almost every initiative you can imagine. And not only are we attending events, but we're partnering with other organizations. So there's more awareness of our services, and we're connecting with people who might be benefiting from our services through those partnerships. We've had some challenges around subsidies. As you know, the economy has been difficult for all of us, but harder for most, for some individuals. That inflation has stretched the ability of individuals to afford good quality food. Our fundraising efforts have not been necessarily keeping pace, but we continue to seek support to help as many clients as possible. And I will say, as I mentioned about the food box program, we were just fortunate enough to receive a very large donation from a local business to help bring more food boxes to many individuals. Right now, we're running 3 fundraising programs. The Season of Giving is from November to January. The Commit to Community, which is a mail-out program from May to June, and Kilometers for CCD. And this year, we'll be moving our walk to Cullen Central Park in just 2 weeks on September 21st. So our team is working very hard to keep not only the fundraising going, but the awareness of our programs alive. And building for our future. So the last of our strategic plan. That, to spell it out for you, is we want to ensure that we are well positioned to meet the challenges and opportunities of the future while enhancing the client care experience and joy of work today. And as you heard, I jumped for a moment. We spent the last 2 years going through a significant amount of operational changes so that we were more efficient. We were able to use technology more effectively and more widely within the organization. And we also needed to modernize to keep pace with the change in the environment that we work in. So we had 2 new major systems implemented over the last 2 years, which is AlayaCare. It's our new client information system, and a new phone system. And like any change, there's been some growing pains. And, whereas I don't think any change that's smooth and easeless probably wasn't a difficult change. These were really difficult changes. And we saw with those changes, areas where we could have done better. For example, we found wait times. The new phone system allowed us to track how much time people were waiting. The wait times for people were much too long, and we were hearing from them that they were frustrated in trying to reach our staff. We found the same thing with the number of problems of transportation around lack of confirmation of visits or visits not arriving. And so we've been really looking at all of these areas to say, how do we make this a better experience for our clients and their care partners, but also make it a better experience for our staff, because no one wants to disappoint a member of their community. No one wants to disappoint a client. So as you'll see in the next slide, when we started our work in May, just to give you an indication, we found that people were waiting on average 6 minutes to reach a member of our team when they called our office. Now, I've just happened to be calling Rogers, and I can tell you Rogers is they need to get someone from CCD over there at Rogers because they're not doing too great. But I can right now our number has gone from 6.2 minutes as an average to 1.8, and I looked at last week's information just about an hour ago, and we're now about a 1 minute wait time for all of our programs. It's really impressive. And how did we get there? That's the next slide. We restructured our team. We put the right people in the right place. We brought in a new customer services manager to help us really coach and supervise those teams to look at from a quality assurance perspective. And all of this work led by our team has, as I said, led to significant improvement. All of our staff every Monday morning would get a message from Jennifer Hammond, our VP for Quality and Client Support Services, telling them where we were that week, so that people saw as an organization how we were doing and where we needed to get better. And so our next focus is our next, laser vision is on transportation. And that's something we're absolutely committed to, and to providing a report back to our board and to our clients and our community about how we can get better. So with all that, we are still very proud of our ability of the staff to adapt to these new technologies, despite the bumps along the way. But I feel we're now at a point where we're really leveraging those changes and really starting to see the improvements and the opportunities about how we can take that time, those lessons learned, and really accelerate the improvements as an organization. And last but not least, we had Ryan at the beginning of the phone call. This is a landmark day, both in CCD's history and my own personal career. I think in many ways, I know Melissa Rodan's been a real champion on this file. To be able to announce a $2.3 million federal grant to renovate the Sunray building, it puts goosebumps on your skin sometimes, realizing the vision that we as an organization have been seeing, where we can go with a health and community wellness center, and to see the government get behind that. Now, there's a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done. But as I think Ryan said in his message at the beginning, it is a landmark opportunity for Community Care Durham to really redefine where it's going in the future, with both with technology and with physical centers, to create a home away from home environment for members of our community. Next slide. So as you can see, we anticipate, we're in the process now of securing an architect to walk us through the design and the build of this new center, to transform what is really an industrial looking site into a vibrant, welcoming, and inclusive space for members of our community. Which really, as I said, a home away from home, or a one-stop shop for clients and their care partners. So what you're looking at here at the top is a vision of the community kitchen, which is, we like to say, the kitchen is the heart of every home. A community kitchen with a welcoming space for volunteers and for care partners, with the mental health support programs you can see on the meeting areas, a new day program with very welcoming spaces and lighting and other types of flooring. And also what will be new is facilities for health and wellness. So nursing station, foot care programs, hair salon, laundry services, showering services. So it's an accelerated vision of what a day program could be to really help individuals who might otherwise be in long-term care, but actually can be living at home with the supports they get through CCD. So all this has happened in a year, and it's been a tremendous year, challenging at times, but very rewarding. And so what lies ahead? I actually asked the board, let's try not to have too many goals this year. I think we all need to catch our breath. But I think I said that, and then before you know it, things ramp right back up again. So what we are doing in this next year is really continuing progress in our next strategic plan, but we're also thinking forward to our next 4 or 5 years. So next slide. So because of what we saw in the areas of our client survey reports and the wait times, our team is really doubling down on ways to improve the client care experience at CCD, and has been engaging the Client Family Advisory Group to be both advisors, mentors, and champions for us to how do we get better at making this a more responsive and reliable and trusting environment for our members of our community. One of the things we're going to be doing is expanding our service hours for community programs, and we're going to try out foot care programs on Saturdays. to go outside the traditional 9 to 5, Monday to Friday hours, so we can see if that may help more residents access services. We've seen tremendous growth in our assisted living services and our community nursing program to meet the growing needs of a complex client population. People are living longer at home. They're waiting to get into long-term care. We're trying to keep them out of a very overcrowded hospital. And these programs are doing tremendous work, but the needs of our community tend to grow. We'll be launching our No Place Like Home fundraising campaign to close the gap for the Health and Wellness Center. We have to raise about $1 million to get us over the final finish line. And lastly, we'll be undertaking an extensive brand and marketing review to refresh how Community Care Durham reaches our community, whether that be new communities that as this region has grown and we have newcomers in this region, so that we're relevant, our message is on point, we're addressing the needs they have, and we're doing this work thanks to the Ontario Trillium grant that we received. It's a very massive undertaking we'll be doing over the next few months. So lastly, I just want to say before I hand it back to you, Helen, it's been a long words. I think I was supposed to speak for a few moments, but on behalf of the senior management team that you see here, we're really dedicated to what we're doing at Community Care Durham. We're thankful to the board of directors for its stewardship, and I want to just look forward to the year ahead. So thanks, and back to you, Helen.
Thank you very much, James. We did not receive any questions or concerns regarding this report. May I have a motion that the annual report for 2022-2023 be approved?
Hi, Ellen. I move the motion.
Thank you. May I have a seconder?
I second.
Thank you. Please cast your vote on the screen now.
The poll is now closing. The motion has carried.
Okay. The Board of Directors accepts responsibility for the financial statements of the organization. A summary of the audited financial statements for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2024 is included on page 8 of the annual report. A copy of the detailed statements, including the auditor's report, is available on the website. We did not receive any questions or concerns regarding this report. May I have a motion that the audited financial statements for fiscal year ended March 31st, 2024 be approved?
I motion.
Thank you. May I have a seconder? David, thank you. Please cast your vote on the screen now.
The poll is closing. The motion has carried.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to thank Dale Tinkman and his staff at Tinkman LLP for all their hard work on Community Care Durham's behalf. May I have a motion that Tinkham LLP are hereby appointed as the auditors of the corporation to hold office until the next annual meeting of the members at such remuneration as may be fixed by the directors of the corporation, the directors being hereby authorized to fix such remuneration.
I move the motion.
Thank you. May I have a seconder?
I second it.
Thank you, Reno. May I please cast your vote now.
The poll is closing. The motion has carried.
Thank you. The Board of Directors for Community Care Durham is committed to executing its strategic plan to further its mission and vision. As a not-for-profit corporation, Community Care Durham is subject to the Ontario Not-for-Profit Corporations Act, also known as ONCA, which came into force on October the 19th, 2021, replacing the Corporations Act, which previously regulated Community Care Durham. With a commitment to Community Care Durham's governance agenda and to ensure compliance with the ONCA legislation, Community Care Durham engaged the services of Fasken LLP to assist with identifying gaps in the articles and bylaws of the corporation, and as such, revising the documents as appropriate. The proposed documents, including bylaw number 3 and a summary of changes, were posted on the website for the meeting. We did not receive any questions or concerns regarding this report. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I will now read the text of the resolution of the members of the Community Care Durham for this agenda item. Where is a copy of bylaw number 3, being a new general bylaw, repealing all prior bylaws of the corporations, bracket bylaw number 3, was previously made available to the members of the corporation, including explanatory notes highlighted in yellow. And whereas bylaw number 3 amends the membership composition of the corporation and makes certain other changes, including changes to reflect the requirements under the Not-for-Profit Corporations Act 2010, and changes to clarify certain provisions as reflected in the comparison made available and described in the explanatory note. Now, therefore, be it resolved as a special resolution that bylaw number 3 is hereby confirmed, subject to deletion of the explanatory notes highlighted in yellow. Now, therefore, be it resolved that bylaw number 3 is hereby confirmed. I now ask for a member to make a motion to approve bylaw number 3.
I move the motion.
Thank you, Margaret. May I have a seconder? Thank you, David. Please cast your vote.
The poll is closing. The motion has carried.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to thank the council at Fasken LLP for their support to the Board of Directors and management with the amendments to Community Care Durham's governance documents. At this time, I call on our Chair of the Recruitment and Development Committee, Margaret Osborne, to present the slate of incoming directors.
Thank you, Helen. As per bylaw number 3, the number of directors shall be within the minimum number of 3 and the maximum number of 15, determined by the board from time to time. For the 2024 to 2025 fiscal year, 11 directors have been nominated to hold office. A profile of the directors to be elected was posted on the website. Pictures of the board members will now be shown on the screen when their name is called. Helen Brenner, David Brezo. Nagesh Chawla, Laura Fitzgerald. Lori Hagan, Toyin Amaniyi. Malvina Ram, Reno Rondinoni. Matt Schneider, Phil Trim. and myself, Margaret Osborne. I hereby ask for a motion to approve the slate of candidates as directors to hold office until the next annual general meeting. Thank you, David. May I have a seconder?
I second.
Please cast your vote on the screen now.
The poll is now closing. The motion has carried.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, your new board of directors for fiscal year 2024 to 2025.
Thank you, Margaret. We have 3 directors retiring from the board this year: Caitlin Osterpohlik, May Lowers, and David Sudbury. It is my pleasure to say a few words about these 3 outstanding directors who are stepping down from the board to pursue other endeavors and to enjoy a well-deserved retirement. First, Caitlin Osterpohlik was elected to the board of directors in 2022. During her tenure, not only was she a member of the Recruitment and Development Committee, but she also served as the vice chair and chair. Caitlin is a former Community Care Durham friendly visitor and a member in good standing of the Bar of Ontario. She is an experienced litigator, having worked as legal counsel in child welfare law for approximately 5 years. She graduated with distinction from the University of Windsor and the University of Ottawa. We wish her well in her future endeavors. May Lowers was elected to the board of directors in 2020. During that time, she was a member of and chaired the Quality and Standards Committee. May, a Whitby resident, is a communications professional with more than 20 years of experience in the broadcasting and communications industry. She has extensive expertise in strategic communication, planning and implementation, media relations, issues and crisis management, and executive level communication support and counsel. Following a career as a broadcast journalist for several local media outlets, Lowers managed communications for large GTA school boards. Thank you, May, for all your support over the last 4 years. David Sudbury. David became a board member in 2020. During COVID, he stepped into a role of board president when we had an unexpected vacancy. David has also led our Finance and Audit and Risk Committee. David is a longtime resident of Ajax and a retired business executive. He was the former CEO of SecureFact, Inc., a compliance software company, and previously held executive positions with Honda Canada and Honda Canada Finance, where he worked for 30 years. Sudbury has also held several board director roles, notably with the Central East Local Health Integration Network, where he served as vice chair. He is a retired member of the Institute of Corporate Directors and the Financial Executives Institute. Thank you, David, for all that you have done for Community Care Durham. Please join me in congratulating Caitlin, May, and David for their many years of service and outstanding commitment to Community Care Durham. Before we move on to the remaining agenda items for this evening, let's conclude the business part of the meeting. Can I have a mover for the meeting to be adjourned?
I move the motion.
Thank you, Toyin. May I have a seconder?
I'll second.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. I declare the 47th Annual General Meeting adjourned. Moving on to our next agenda item of the evening, we are excited to recognize some amazing individuals who have been supporting Community Care Durham over the past year. In preparation for tonight's meeting, we asked each of our award presenters and recipients to provide their remarks via pre-recorded video, and we are happy to share those with each of tonight's awards. Our first set of awards of the evening are the Lifetime Membership Awards. This award recognizes one's contributions over the whole of their volunteer career with Community Care Durham. Our first Lifetime Membership Award is for the Pickering Ajax Community Hub.
I'm honored to present the Lifetime Membership Award to Judith Twombly. Judy joined Community Care Durham in 2006 as a transportation and office volunteer. Judy's ongoing commitment to the transportation service as a volunteer driver is invaluable. She made herself available to accept drives several days per week and was always willing to drive downtown into Toronto when required. Often Judy would take the scenic routes, avoiding the highways, to make the drive more appealing to the clients, which they thoroughly enjoyed. Judy was also a regular driver for CCD Luncheon Out program. For the last several years, she has driven a client to and from the Adult Day program on a weekly basis. Without the consistency of this weekly drive, the client would not be able to attend this program. When not behind the wheel driving CCD clients, Judy would be managing the reception desk. Every Wednesday, she'd be the friendly voice greeting clients when calling into the Ajax Pickering office. Judy is kept very busy elsewhere within the community, whether it be performing tasks as her bowling league secretary, running bingo at the Pickering Senior Center, or knitting Afghans to donate to the local hospital. Judy spends countless hours helping friends and neighbors. Judy, congratulations on receiving this Lifetime Membership Award. On behalf of Community Care Durham, thank you for your unwavering support in making a difference in the lives of the clients we serve.
Well, I'd like to start by thanking the committee for selecting me for this award. I appreciate the honor and like to share it with my fellow volunteers. At first I thought it was a joke, because volunteering to me is something I enjoy, and was surprised to get an award for it. I have met some lovely people, both community care staff and community care clients, making it all worthwhile. Volunteering keeps me busy, but in a nice way. It doesn't always run smooth like life itself, but it does make me feel good. Thank you again for the honor, and hopefully I will continue volunteering for a few more years.
Congratulations, Judith, and thank you for your service. Our next award is the Lifetime Membership Award of the Whitby Oshawa Community Hub.
We are delighted to present the Lifetime Membership Award to Melinda Mantle from our Whitby office. Melinda has been volunteering with Community Care Durham since 2000. She is a dedicated, reliable, and caring volunteer who started her journey with us delivering hot meals and then moved over to our frozen meals program. She takes time out of her busy work schedule to deliver these meals every other week. Melinda has generously offered her time and commitment to our organization, and we feel that our clients have benefited from her support. On behalf of the Meals on Wheels team and Community Care Durham, congratulations, Melinda.
Hi, my name is Melinda Mantle. I want to thank Community Care Durham for the nomination. I started volunteering with Community Care Durham in 2000, starting with the hot meals, and then I transitioned over to the frozen meals. What I love most about volunteering is it fills my cup. I know that one day I could potentially need these services, and so that's why I give back to the community. So once again, I'd like to thank Vicki and Janine for the nomination, and I am truly grateful.
Congratulations, Melinda, and thank you for your many years of service. Our next Lifetime Membership Award is for Clarington Community Hub.
Hi, I'm Cindy Decking, and I'm the volunteer coordinator for Clarington, and it is my honor and privilege to nominate Lois Flett as the Lifetime Member Award winner. Lois has been a volunteer with Community Care Durham since January 16th, 1989. Her efforts with Community Care Durham have been very consistent. She does telephone reassurance calls with several clients every week. She delivers Meals on Wheels twice a month. And Lois also used to volunteer at our Luncheon Out, which she attended for the first time this past month as a client. And she also used to do friendly visiting. Lois is a very humble and kind person. When I asked her permission to put her name forward for the Lifetime Member Award, she said she doesn't volunteer for recognition. She just likes to help. She definitely gives back and makes a difference in the lives of many people. Lois's mom, Vi Ashton, also received this Lifetime Membership Award several years ago. I guess Vi taught Lois well. Lois always goes the extra mile to help when she can, and I'm very proud and honored to present Lois with the Lifetime Member Award. Thank you, Lois, for all that you do and for being you.
I'd like to thank Cindy and Community Care for the nomination. I really enjoy working with the seniors and meeting them or just talking to them, and I have really enjoyed my years with Community Care. Thank you.
Congratulations to Lois, and thank you for your many years of service. Our next Lifetime Membership Award is for the North Durham Community Hub.
Crystal has volunteered with the Foot Care program since her retirement from Community Care Durham. Crystal's engagement and commitment to her community is admirable. The pandemic created many adverse challenges within the organization. The Foot Care program continued to serve clients in person with several added duties added to our volunteers. Crystal was up to the challenge and her commitment did not waver. She commits her time to the full day clinics 2 to 3 times per month. The Uxbridge Clinic has moved several times within her volunteering time span, and she has risen to the challenge each time and excelled. We truly can't thank Crystal enough for her time and dedication to Community Care Durham.
Hello, everyone. I have to start by saying I was very surprised to be nominated for this award, and I am both honored and humbled to accept it. When I retired from CCD a few years ago, I knew I wanted to volunteer in some capacity. Gives me the opportunity to continue to help, but also to have the contact with some of the clients that I already knew and to get to meet new ones. Volunteering truly does enrich lives, and it is rewarding to be a small part of making a difference in someone's life. It is a privilege to be associated with an organization dedicated to supporting people, strengthening community, as our mission statement says. Thanks again.
Congratulations, Crystal, and thank you for your service in North Durham. Our last Lifetime Membership Award is for the Board of Directors.
I'm here to nominate David Sudbury for the Lifetime Membership Award. David has been an exceptional leader on the Board of Directors, overseeing many accomplishments, including the change of our board style, new recruitment of new directors, our financial oversight during the pandemic, purchasing the Sunray building, and on a personal note has been a fantastic mentor to me at Community Care Durham and for my entire career. So I'm very pleased to nominate David for this award.
I am surprised and gratified for this recognition. Over the past 4 years as a member of the Board of Directors and as its president, it has been an honor to work with the team here at Community Care Durham, and especially with the Board of Directors in the furtherance of the goals and objectives of the organization. A special shout out to the employees and volunteers who make the strategic objectives turn into reality. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Congratulations, David, and thank you again for your service to Community Care Durham. Our next award of the night is the Lynn Morrill Memorial Award. Each year, the Lynn Morrill Memorial Award honors a volunteer who has shown outstanding commitment to the COPE mental health program.
I am honored to present Shawnette Vickers with the Lynn Morale Memorial Award. Shawnette has been a dedicated COPE group facilitator for 8 years and is an invaluable support to our clients. She creates a safe space for her group members to connect and provides a consistent, reliable, and compassionate place that is vital in group support work. Shawnette has been designated by the COPE team as a mentor for new facilitators who attend support sessions to learn about healthy group dynamics and how to properly implement the skills taught in training. Shawnette is an example of not only a wonderful facilitator, but of a wonderful person who devotes time every week to help members of our community. Thank you so very much, Shawnette, for your dedication and support to our program.
Hi, I'm Shawnette. I am honored to be a recipient of the Lynn Morale Award. Volunteering has been an experience that's been very enlightening. It's been heartwarming. It's been tough at times, but the important thing for me is that I have an opportunity to listen and care and respond with people who are looking to help themselves, help others, and be strong. It's a journey I hope to continue to do for a long time to come. Thank you again for this acknowledgement.
Congratulations to Shawnette on this award, and thank you for all your support to the COPE Mental Health Program. The next award is the Brent Farr Award. This award was established to pay tribute to Brent Farr, former Executive Director of Community Care Durham, and his contribution to our community and its more vulnerable people. Community Care Durham's Board of Directors has approved this award to be available on an annual basis to a deserving student based on merit with the focus on community service.
Hello, my name is Brent Farr. It's my pleasure today to recognize someone who has truly exemplified the spirit of community service. Jack Warona, a young man whose volunteer spirit has made a significant impact on our community. Jack's commitment to volunteering during his high school years has included coaching youth, contributions at the local fair, and involvement in numerous fundraising events. Jack has shown us what it means to give back. In addition to his noteworthy volunteer work, Jack has excelled academically, graduating as an Ontario Scholar. This prestigious recognition is a testament to his hard work, intelligence, and dedication to excellence. As Jack embarks on a new chapter of his life pursuing a biotech degree at Ontario Tech University, it is clear that his commitment to make a difference will only continue to grow. His passion for both science and community service is a testament to his dedication to bettering the world around him. In recognition of his achievements, on behalf of the CCD board, it is my pleasure to present Jack with the Brent Farr Award for 2024. Jack, your hard work and dedication are very impressive. We are confident that you will continue to excel and make a positive impact in all your future endeavors. Please join me in congratulating Jack on this well-deserved award. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jack Warona. I'm 19 years of age, and I'd like to thank everybody at Community Care Durham for the opportunity of receiving the Brent Farr Award. I'm studying biotechnology at Ontario Tech University, and this award will help me going into my second year. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations to Jack on this award, and best of luck to him in his future studies. May I say at this time how proud the Board of Directors are of all volunteers and staff. Our next award for the night is the Gail Rickard Memorial Award, which honors the memory of Gail Rickard, who began her journey with Community Care Durham in 1977, serving in many executive positions for 4 terms on the Board of Directors, including the position of Board President. While Gail excelled in her leadership roles at Community Care Durham, she easily transferred that passion and energy to frontline volunteering. This award annually recognizes an outstanding community champion for their work with Community Care Durham and their charitable work and positive influence within the local and greater community. Recipients of this award exemplify Community Care Durham's board social purpose of supporting people and strengthening communities.
Hi, I'm Carmen Cargill. I'm the volunteer coordinator here out of our Clarington office. We are pleased to nominate Wilma for the Gail Rickard Memorial Award. Wilma's been a volunteer with CCD since October of 1998, and she's consistently delivered meals to her clients even during COVID. She's a very kind, caring, dedicated, and reliable person, and she is a perfect fit for the Gail Rickard Memorial Award as she exemplifies CCD's broad social purpose of supporting people and strengthening our community.
My name is Wilhelmina Johanna Ochar, Wilma for short. I've been doing Meals on Wheels for 25 years and loved every minute of it. I love the people I meet, and most of the seniors are just great, and they're so appreciative, and it's just nice to, some of them want you to stop and talk to them for a few minutes when you deliver, which I'm more than happy to do, and they're always happy to see you. I started Meals on Wheels in memory of my brother. He was terminal, and we didn't know that he could have had meals delivered, and it would have made life much easier for him. So when I found out, I decided to spread the word, and that's what I've been doing ever since.
Congratulations to Wilma, and thank you for your many years of service with Community Care Durham. The next award of the night is the Corporate Leadership Award. This award is established to reward an exemplary local business that has provided to Community Care Durham either a financial contribution or a donation of time by its employees, either inside or outside of working hours or a combination of both, or has otherwise distinguished itself in support of Community Care Durham's mission, vision, and strategic priorities.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Redan, and I'm the lead of Community Capital Development here at Community Care Durham. It is my great honor to present this year's Corporate Leadership Award to Clarington Toyota. Clarington Toyota has been a steadfast supporter of Community Care Durham throughout the years, including a very generous donation this past December. Their commitment to health and wellness extends throughout Durham Region, as they also support several other important charities. This dedication aligns directly with Community Care Durham's strategic priority of championing healthy communities. Congratulations to the entire team at Clarington Toyota.
Thank you, Melissa. Unfortunately, our award recipients were unable to join us this evening, so we are happy to accept this award on their behalf. Congratulations to Clarington Toyota on this award. We thank you for your commitment and continued support to Community Care Durham and the region of Durham. Our final award of this evening is Community Service Recognition Award. This award was established to recognize an exemplary not-for-profit organization that has provided to Community Care Durham either a financial contribution and/or a donation of time by its members, or has otherwise distinguished itself in support of Community Care Durham's mission, vision, and strategic priorities.
We're pleased to nominate the Kendall Community Center for the Community Service Recognition Award. Kendall Community Center provides us with free space for our lunch and out events once a month since at least 2012. Here we have between 50 to 70 clients in attendance, where the Kendall Community Center volunteers set up, cook, and serve the meal. We had a pause with COVID, but they didn't hesitate to restart the Lunch and Out program back in June 2023. Their contribution demonstrates a clear corporate commitment to individual, social, and environmental values, which are consistent with CCD's values, as well as the health and wellness of our clients. So thank you.
We want to thank Community Care for considering us for this award. We appreciate your consideration, and we love to support our community as much as Community Care supports Kendall and Clarington and all of Durham. Again, thank you so much.
Please join me in congratulating the Kendall Community Center on their award. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude and appreciation for all our award recipients this evening. Without you, Community Care Durham would not be in the position it is in today. Please join me in congratulating all our award recipients this evening in their achievements. On to our keynote speaker of this evening. During the presentations, we will ask all meeting participants to jot down your questions or share them in the chat box. Following the completion of her presentation, we will hold a Q&A session. I will now ask James to introduce you to our speaker of the evening.
Thank you, Helen. I'm delighted to introduce our guest speaker for this evening, Maura Welsh. Maura is a distinguished writer and with a wealth of experience, having won 2 Canadian Association of Journalists Awards and 3 National Newspaper Awards. She is also the author of the impactful book, Happily Ever Older, A Revolutionary Approaches to Long-Term Care. Maura is currently a part of the inspiring team leading the Third Act project in collaboration with the National Institute on Aging and the Toronto Metropolitan University. The series delves into the profound question, how do you want to spend the final years of your life? We were drawn to Maura through her powerful storytelling with the Third Act project in the Toronto Star. Her work investigates crucial issues, including loneliness, an experience that affects a significant portion of our aging population. Or as I said earlier, our own survey shows that 60% of our clients and care partners acknowledge that they have felt lonely in the past year. The Third Act project aims to challenge governments, institutions, and society to rethink about how we prepare for our later years. Instead of viewing aging as a time of decline and dependency, the initiative advocates for a perspective where older adults can flourish and actively contribute to society. The vision aligns perfectly with our own mission, vision, and values at Community Care Durham. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome Maura Welsh to share a few words with us. Maura.
Thank you, James, and I appreciate you inviting me here. And it was lovely to listen to all the stories of the volunteers as well. It's really wonderful that you have such a commitment from so many people in the community. I'd like to start by telling you a story of a husband and wife I met in New York City while researching a piece on NORCs, naturally occurring retirement communities, which are intergenerational apartments or condos that have built-in medical, social, and exercise programs. And this may sound familiar to some of the programs that you offer. Dana and Frank Minea were scholars, entrepreneurs, teachers, and artists. Frank once founded a nightclub in the Bahamas and made a movie about it called The Banana Boat Beat, starring Milton Berle's sister. He'd appear at Bahamian events with Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. Dana taught at an inner-city school where she met Frank, her future husband, and together they moved to the Morningside Nork near Columbia University. It's a community of 6 apartment buildings with 980 units in total. When I met them in 2022, Dana was 78 and Frank was 89. He had significant dementia, but they lived at home in no small part because the NORC social workers knew how to plug them in to get Medicaid home care and gave them untold supports during the day with just about anything you could ask for. But what they did was they enabled Dana to care for her husband, but also get some home care, and allowed her to leave the home and have a vibrant life. So instead of being isolated and lonely, as often happens when one is the main or only caregiver, she was able to go to yoga classes, book clubs, gardening group, and a current affairs discussion group where they talked politics, which she loves. All of which this means, with these type of programs, a great many people can live at home until the end of life. Dana emailed me a year ago to tell me that Frank had died at home, and I asked how she was doing, and she said, as you know, the support from the community is outstanding. Dana will miss her husband, but she will not be alone. And I think that's the key piece of programs like this. It's very important, whether they're NORCs in intergenerational buildings or supportive housing for older people. These kinds of programs really matter in no small part because Canada is fast becoming a super age society. And by the early 2030s, roughly 1/4 of our population will be over the age of 65, although I have to say 65 no longer seems as old as it once did for many people. The 85+ demographic is actually the fastest growing. In case you're curious, the cohort with the second fastest growth belongs to the centenarians. Our new longevity offers great potential for innovative ways to live, but also a warning to governments, because if we do not help people stay in their communities with support, the outcome will be dire and expensive. And it's not possible to build as many nursing homes as one might imagine are needed. And frankly, they're not needed if people get enough support in the community and enough support early on. Many can do very, very well living at home. But we're already lagging in this respect. The best of time would have been to have acted 3 decades ago. So now there's no time to waste. Increasingly, conversation talks about the goal to remain in the community for as long as possible. I know Community Care Durham is doing a lot of good work in this area with its day programs and supportive housing. So I recognize that I may be discussing ideas with people who are already ahead of the game. But as a journalist who's been focused on these ideas for the STARS Third Act project, I'm happy to share. And I'd like to talk about life outside of long-term care and older women, because it is statistically accurate to say that women outlive men by at least several years. And those centenarians, almost all are female. So moving forward, we need to consider the reality that a large number of older women will be living solo, which means many will suffer from physically debilitating loneliness. They're also more likely to have Alzheimer's disease. The list of vulnerability goes on. But these are some of the hidden issues that can go unnoticed, particularly in a country with one geriatrician for roughly every 20,000 older people. As we grow more vulnerable, a great many of us, female and male, can avoid nursing homes through the right combination of housing with built-in programs such as healthcare, health supports, social supports, nutrition, and social events, and enabling people to live with purpose and a sense of importance. And I can't imagine anything worse than spending 30 years after retirement feeling like you do not matter. At Wood Green Community Centre in Toronto, I met a woman named Susan in her 70s who moved into one of their cluster care apartments after a serious health issue. Cluster care is very similar to NORC services or other services in buildings for older adults. And if it was not for the daily help she gets, Susan said she would be in a nursing home. Living in cluster care with staff she has now known for years feels, she said, like having a mother look after you. And that's a pretty nice feeling. NORCs, naturally occurring retirement communities, are only meaningful if they have built-in health, exercise, and social supports. Otherwise, it's just a description of demographics. They originated in New York City in the 1980s, and they're usually in New York found in co-ops or outside of the city in neighborhoods of single-family homes. And it's important to include low-rise neighborhoods in these conversations, if only because many older adults are refusing to leave their single-family homes. In Ontario, we have nearly 2,000 such buildings, apartments or condos without supports. And they are home to 217,000 older people, according to the National Institute on Aging. There's a growing belief from policymakers and researchers at Queen's University or the NORC Innovation Center at UHN that these programs, whether in supportive housing or multi-generational buildings, would solve problems that would otherwise lead to a lot of older people with lonely lives trying to survive on their own. And stories I've written on doctors who make house calls, from those stories, there are a lot of very vulnerable people living in an apartment somewhere with no one to help. I remember driving with a doctor down Yonge Street in Toronto, and we were passing by a lot of apartment buildings, and she sort of looked up and said, I wonder how many older people are in there alone with nobody to help them. For a star story in 2022, I went to New York to visit the co-ops that had support services on site. And I share them with you today because the benefits of these programs are not limited to NORCs. They might sound familiar to the programs you offer, and they are operated by a not-for-profit organization, organizing healthcare and social programs such as sessions for art for people with dementia, yoga, Pilates, cultural events, meals that appeal to the people who live in the homes, cultural meals, music or theater. There's an executive director, social workers, nurses, a large contingent of workers, including doctors from outside, local hospitals, public health workers, or nursing students on internships. The possibilities for these connections are endless. Some of the outcomes were unexpected. Property managers said that residents who previously visited offices with long complaints about TV volume or a neighbor's off-key singing, those complaints dropped significantly because people were suddenly too busy to dwell on the picayune annoyances of life. Another surprising outcome, according to the executive directors, was the fact that most residents actually lived for the outcome of their lives in the homes. They eventually died in their homes without ever going to long-term care. They were, of course, surrounded with supports that were organized by social workers and nurses. Rutgers University studied a New York organization called Self-Help. It operated supportive housing for older adults, which is different than the multi-generational NORC buildings, but they use the exact same programming, much of it reflecting community interests. Rutgers found that residents made fewer trips to hospital emergency departments, and if they were admitted to hospitals, they had shorter stays. They also had a lower incidence of hospitalization for chronic conditions like lung disease, congestive heart failure, arthritis, or pneumonia. More recently, I wrote about a Halton community housing program with a similar program. As many of you know, good ideas can work everywhere. It has an on-site leader called a community connector. In this case, it was a personal support worker who helps people find their way through Ontario's incredibly complex healthcare system. She organizes social events, visits apartments to ensure there's food in the fridge, talks about medication, and organizes the services of more than a dozen agencies providing home care in the building. It is supported by the Burlington, Ontario Health Team. And in many ways, the OHT data on outcomes reflected the data from Rutgers. Residents in Burlington had fewer non-emergency department visits. Hospitalizations related to chronic conditions were fewer and shorter in duration. And I know Community Care Durham has seen positive outcomes as well. So the question is, why haven't these ideas been embraced in Ontario by consecutive governments? Queen's University operates several NORCs with Oasis Senior Support Living. These programs are focused on nutrition, exercise, and social connections. But what is interesting is that Queen's researchers found a decrease in reported loneliness, such a problem among older people. They also reported fewer falls and less home care for people involved with the programs. Again, all good reasons for government funding. So what awaits us in our older years? Ontario has roughly 40,000 people on the wait list for long-term care, and the OLTCA has said that the wait list could grow to as many as 48,000 by 2029. Clearly, we need to plan ahead and offer support to, for example, the 200,000 older people currently living in apartments and condos. That could go a long way to alleviating long-term care wait lists and hospital stays. We know these ideas work. Organizations such as yours have seen the results. What is needed now is the multi-level government support that helps them spread throughout communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Moira, for taking the time to join us this evening. You have given us a lot of really good information to absorb and to think about as we move forward to develop our health and wellness hub and to develop our programs so that we wrap around the services for our clients. We provide them with a purpose and a feeling of importance and really try to overcome the time that they are feeling lonely. So thank you. You've given us a lot to think about. Appreciate your time. That wraps up our agenda for this evening. Thank you for attending Community Care Durham's 47th annual meeting. Your support of Community Care Durham is most appreciated. I am so proud of Community Care Durham and all of our volunteers, staff, partners, and community supporters. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to express how excited we are about the future, and we appreciate your continued support. Thank you, everybody, and good night.